Janet is out sick tonight. First order of business is to accept the minutes of the September 14th regular meeting. Do I have a motion? So moved. Moved by Phil.
Second.
Second by Lauren. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Visitor comments and petitions. We do have one visitor. Are you here for a particular reason or just to engage in the civic process?
Just to engage in the civic process. I'm here to say hi.
Great. We're happy to have you as an Island Fellow and happy to have you
Thank
here.
you. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Ferry service update. One thing that I would like Janet or Tina or whoever to blast is the town has asked for and received an extension to the summer schedule. And I think that would be good to publicize just so everybody in town knows. And I can't recall what the dates are, but it's in an email that Janet was on. So the summer schedule is going to be extended. So there'll be more trips into the fall. And I believe that the school had a concern about an afternoon boat not running, but it turned out it was just an error in the schedule.
We're hoping so.
I think I saw Mark, the head of the Main State Ferry Service. I think his email, that's what he said.
Okay, that it was gonna get put back on.
Yeah, it wasn't actually intended to be removed. It was just a mistake.
Do you know when the extension expires?
I don't, but Janet will know.
Okay.
And I can't remember. It's just the summer schedule stays on. I don't remember when they extended it to, but, and I think it also is subject to ridership. If, like, for example, that the runs are not being used at all, I think they would stop that soon. But that last year, we had a lot of people waiting in the fall for boats that weren't happening. So that is all I have for the ferry service update. Any questions or discussion? What?
You took care of it.
Great. Sea level rise update, Shay.
Liv is our update.
Liv,
No,
welcome.
no, the other thing that's happening is, as I think I mentioned at the last meeting, Gabe McPhail is in the process of writing an additional grant for us. So there is a meeting on Friday at 1 p.m. to start to flesh out the details of that proposal.
Sounds good. Municipal building project. I'll first start by congratulating Lauren for all the hard work, and not just Lauren, really a lot of people were involved in that project for a positive town vote for what's set to be a very big town project, building a new health center up Island Fire Station. And
Thank you very much.
changes.
I don't have anything to add. We are raring to go. I think the earliest meeting we can have of the committee to start things moving is October 13th, because the architect will be out of state until the 11th. So we will be following up with a meeting to begin the process of working with the architect, hire a construction manager, and then onward.
I was going to ask you a question. How does the fundraising of kind of the next?
It began that night, pretty much, and will continue. And I think basically that's all I can say at this moment. Linda and I haven't touched base again. She's chairing the committee. She does have members of a fundraising committee as a part of what she's doing. And I guess that's all I have. I just literally came back today, so I haven't had a chance to get down, find out what's going on.
But we'll find out from time to time how it's going.
Absolutely. Should we keep the municipal building on as a regular update, or?
Yeah, unless you think it makes more sense to wait until there's something to report on. It's up to you. I imagine you'll still be the point person on that update.
Yeah. I could go either way. It's just only so many times you say, no update, no update, no update. We might want to say, I will put it on the calendar when we do have an update. Maybe that's a more efficient.
So now that the project's been approved, there's going to be some things that happen in the background before we get up and running. But so let's add that to Janet's list. Let's take that off of the ongoing agenda, and then we'll just address it as there are things that need to be or that are worth bringing up and updating. Anything else on the municipal building project before we move on?
It isn't really impressive, all of the details and how quickly so many people were, but you really led pulling a lot of people together to pull together a vision. So it was very impressive and
Thank you.
congratulations and thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good team.
Upcoming meetings and subcommittee reports. The planning board is on October 17th. Town managers report. Janet is out, although she has scanned us some notes and correspondence. The results of the special town meeting, the email from Mark Higgins regarding the scheduling request, email from Sally Daggett about the fuel bid, new business, Terratine Gold and Yacht Club liquor renewals, their liquor license, which is on the agenda for tonight. Talking about also a follow-up on the Seacoast security bid for the museum fire alarm. The quoted price was $7,000. That money is not in the budget this year. And her recommendation was to, if that's something we want to do, to put it in the budget for next year. And then just her approval of painting 4 additional windows while they had the lighthouse staged up. That sounds like it makes good sense to me. And that concludes, I guess, Janet's report. No further correspondence. Next on the agenda, old business, the FY23 fuel oil bid. We tabled this last meeting because the bid was so much higher than the year before. I think my own feeling after just thinking about it for the last 2 weeks is that we ought to just reject all the bids and buy on the market. I think that the price is too high, and we'll see if that turns out to be true or not, but it's higher than it's been in the past, and that would be what my preference would be. But that's where I'll open up the discussion to see if others have thoughts on what they'd like to do.
No, I agree with you. Open market. Fine.
I agree.
Even-
Can I ask a clarification question? Because
Sure.
I know nothing about any of this.
Yep.
If we go open market buying, does that mean that we're paying just the regular commercial or residential cost from whoever we get it from?
Yeah, we'll get whatever the market rate is when we buy it.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, and this as opposed to the bid, which is a set market rate plus a set.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, but I guess I have 2 questions. They're probably Janet questions, but the first, I guess, is I sort of assume, but maybe not, that when we go with the bid, since we're definitely working with one particular company all heating season, that it's more kind of scheduled deliveries. So I guess I would just want to make sure to clarify who's responsible for checking the oil and delivery schedule.
Yeah.
And I guess the second is, as we get to the bid process next year, it would just be interesting to have the data like she pulled together this year for past uses to understand kind of how this worked out for us relative to what we would have paid with the bid.
Yeah, and I expect that we'll probably put it out to bid the same way next year.
Right.
And address, but yeah, it would be good to assess whether this was a good or bad financial decision for the town.
To make a motion on.
I think we need to make, go
I
ahead.
still have a question.
Yeah.
So previously, you said that the other bid was whatever the market rate was plus 60 cents, right? Or 63, whatever it is,
65.
right? 65. But that open rate's what we would be paying minus the 60 cents, right?
No.
Okay,
No. So the way the bid is structured is that the price the town pays is whatever the vendor pays plus a set amount per gallon.
gotcha.
And so I believe in order to get paid, the vendor provides the slip for what they bought the fuel for, wherever they fill up on mainland. And
Okay.
then the town
We
pays
pay that plus
that
60 cents.
plus per gallon.
Gotcha.
That's how that, I think, works.
Okay. I agree with you. I think that open market would be fine. I was just curious how the rest of it worked and I saw an opportunity to learn. So.
That's good. So I think we do need a motion to reject all the bids. We only received one, but I think that's the formality.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Phil,
Second.
second by Lauren. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. No other business on the agenda. Anybody have any other business while we're here?
We've got the Terratine renewal.
Oh, I just crossed out. I skipped new business. Thank you, Shay. Tarantine Golf Club and Yacht Club liquor license renewal. I believe we have to have a public hearing for this.
I thought we didn't because there hadn't been any complaints. But I remember hearing that from Janet.
Sorry, just taking a step back, the one other recommendation from the town's attorney about the fuel oil bid was to reject the bids and then waive the requirements of formal bidding under section 349(4)(d)(7) of the town's purchasing policy for this particular year, for this particular item. And so that wasn't part of the motion, but I think we should do that now and just address this while we're here. So I would entertain a motion to waive those formal bidding requirements as stated.
So
Moved by Phil. Second by Lauren. Any discussion? All in favor?
I,
So now that we've done that. So there are two applications. And, so this was. So we previously approved this. I see all of our signatures here, and it was contingent on presenting proof of all state licenses. Although perhaps this was this was 2022. I'm not sure. I guess my preference, since I'm not sure, and Janet's not here to answer that question, is to have a public hearing in the event that we do need to have one. Agreed. We have it, and typically there's not a lot to cover in the public hearings. But that would be my preference. I'm open if others want to do it differently.
Yeah, I was just trying to find the email, but I feel like I saw from Janet, but I can't.
Let's say,
I'll make a
Sounds
motion to
familiar.
go to open
Public
hearing.
hearing?
Yeah.
We got a motion to go into public hearing.
Public.
Can we go into a public hearing without advertising the public hearing? Sorry, I'm not trying to be.
We have the
Hey,
liquor license, we have the liquor license renewal on
On
on the agenda, but it doesn't specifically say public hearing. I think we go out on a limb and we go ahead and have a public hearing because I think there's a good chance that we don't need to have it at all.
Great.
And we're trying to check a box, but in the event that we have to come back and have another public hearing or another next meeting, let's do that. But otherwise, let's see if we can get it done.
Miss Melissa's special meeting. Here we go.
So we do have a motion on the floor to go into a public hearing on these two liquor license renewals.
I'll second that.
Second by Shay, all in favor?
Aye.
We are now in a public hearing about the Tarantine Golf and Yacht Club liquor license renewals. Is there any discussion?
Has there been any grievances against the two of them in the past 2 years? I know the answer to that. It is no.
Okay, you already know, great. We've got what appears to be, it's presented as a complete application. And I know Janet is typically highlighting all the things that are not. And they weren't complete last time just because it was a state license issue that they had to wait on. So I would say, if there's no further discussion, I would entertain a motion to exit public hearing.
so moved.
Second.
Moved by Phil, second by Melissa. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is unanimous. We are out of the public hearing. We're now ready to vote on the approval of the Tarantine Golf and Yacht Club liquor license renewals.
So moved.
Moved by Lauren. Second.
Everyone.
Second by
Phil can have it.
by Phil. All in favor?
Aye.
They are approved, and there are two signatures for everybody here, so I'll pass these around. Other business, no other business. Next on the agenda is to approve the warrant. Number 7 for fiscal year 2023 in the amount of $695,851.73.
So, second,
Moved by Shay, second by Melissa. Is there any discussion about the warrant?
Why are these two things highlighted, you know?
I'm guessing maybe just because of the size of the,
And it's the debt service to him.
Yeah, so one, yeah.
One is principal and the other is interest.
So I believe we do annual payments for this.
Mhm.
And so 160 is the principal and 55,000 a year is interest. So it's a relatively big warrant this week, I think because of that. There's also a fair amount for the school this week.
for the health center, it's a large chunk for the health center.
Mhm.
Big all the way around for sure. We have
And
a
the 42,000 for the new police car, correct? Ford Gordon, Ford
Yeah.
Augusta,
That's the, the cruiser.
the new cruiser.
Do we have a motion? Anyway, I entertain that motion. I think we did have it.
yeah, we're in discussion.
Great. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Warrants approved. Appointments, we do not. Chair comments. I know I mentioned it before the meeting started, but a big thank you to Lauren and the entire team for this, for the effort putting together the municipal building improvement and new health center. I think it's going to be really great for the town. And I applaud all the hard work. I know it was a lot of time and energy just to get this to the finish line, so thank you for.
Thank you all for your support. I appreciate it very much.
That's the only comment I have. Vice Chair comments, Shay.
Well, I just read this piece of paper that we must all have, that we haven't talked about yet, but apparently we've been selected as the superior second place winner of the 2022 annual report competition in our population category, which is,
Very last page. in our-
right, just kind of a fun
Snuck
highlight.
under the radar.
Is that
So,
the
but-
manager's report?
It was the last page as I was going through the packet. So
Cool.
congratulations to all involved in pulling together a superior report.
And I do know that this is not the first time our town report has won awards from Maine Municipal Association. We in fact have won first place, I think, a couple of years ago.
I was just gonna say, how do we get the first place?
I don't know what,
Is
I
it the
think-
2020, that additional piece, the looking forward? Not 20, look at Islesboro looking forward, is that
no,
attached to it, right?
oh, is it? Maybe. I think, yeah, I don't know, but I think there's a lot of people who spend a lot of time and energy making our town report.
Attractiveness of the cover and layout, presentation of materials, and financial statements.
Okay.
Use of
Bill?
tables, contents, photos, and graphics.
Phil, according to this, we're gonna be on display October 5th and 6th in Bangor. So you could go and see who got first place and take some notes for me.
Yeah, we ought to bring a copy home so we can.
That's very
Of the
cool.
first placement, we need to know who got first.
We should, if it's, I mean, we should, whoever is responsible for doing such a great job, which would be Janet and Tina, we should do something to make a note of that.
What exactly?
We're gonna get a framed certificate of the accomplishment
Yeah,
and so
maybe
we
a
can
little,
present it.
maybe a little informal ceremony before, or after a select board meeting or something, just.
Can we have
thank you.
cake?
Although perhaps Tina doesn't want to show up for a select board meeting
Oh.
just to get an award for the,
That's
she
true.
might want to just stay home.
Well, Carrie's part of the
Yeah,
municipal reports too.
yeah.
Did
Yes.
did you work on this, Carrie?
You do your side from Fred. Uh-huh.
Nice work, Carrie.
Thank you.
Good job.
And so I bet you Tina would show up if we're doing something for her.
Yeah.
That's a
She
good
might
idea.
call in at least. in the last
Yes.
week.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, let's see, Melissa, comments?
The school is having their open house potluck dinner October 6th. It's a Tuesday. Please bring a dish to share, come through, meet teachers, see the school, be happy. And I found the email. We're going to keep the summer schedule until November 21st.
Great.
Except for Sundays, but
Do you have a comment?
October 6th is a Thursday.
yes,
Yeah, I said Tuesday.
maybe I
I
did.
don't know, just wanted to clarify.
It is.
Everyone knows.
You'll see most of the school events happen on Thursdays. And so everybody else just heard Thursday. Oh, and 2 home varsity soccer games tomorrow and Friday. Friday is senior night. So we need a lot of people to come out and everybody needs to bring cash and that we can get hamburgers and hot dogs from the junior class.
Is that the last home game of the season?
The last varsity home game of the season is Friday. Already.
Wow.
Wow.
I know. Middle school, I'll have a couple more that's coming up that's still, but all the rest of our games for the rest of the October is away.
All right, Phil, comments?
No, I have nothing tonight.
And Lauren gets the last word.
Thank you all. I felt like the process worked well. I really appreciated Phil in the very beginning and throughout being a source of support and good thinking and helping me to clarify a lot of the key things. So I'm sure you didn't want me to go on and on, but I could because I really appreciate the support very, very much.
Thanks, Lauren. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.
Who seconded that, Shay?
Yeah.
So-
Pick one, anyone.
That was a.
Is that a new record?
I don't know.
25